Just a reminder, if you'd like to make comments during the public comment time, make sure you sign up on the sheet down there by the Florence City flag. Okay, last call to sign up for public comment. Call to order Florence City Council meeting for Monday, February 2nd, 2026. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Counselor Van Houten.
Here.
Counselor Stiefel.
Here.
Counselor Mergelman.
Here.
Counselor Gardner. Counselor Stone.
Here.
Counselor McKinnon.
Here.
Mayor Wolf.
Here. First off, I'd like to welcome Matt back to the dais, representing Ward 2. Thank you, Matt. Also, no feedback. And also a little, I'd like to express condolences for Councilman Gardner, for Brenda, who lost her sister last week. And that's why she's not here right now, but she's in our thoughts and prayers. So, item 3, presentations, flock camera presentation. Chief Humphrey. That's how I can just call you Chief now and not City Manager.
Yeah, that's great. So, thank you. Kyle and Lily are going to be on to give the presentation on the flock system. Should be, looks like I see Kyle there. And there she is. Lily, hi Lily. Thank you, Lily. Do you guys have any questions for Lily or Kyle?
Yeah. Besides Salida, who else in the area is using flock cameras right now?
What
I don't have that information. Would you?
I do. I Canyon City, and I know Custer County as well has it, and I believe Pueblo. I'm not sure, but I definitely know Custer County and Canyon City.
Thanks, Chief. Sorry about that. It's great to meet everyone. My name is Kyle. Chief's Point, Canyon City is a partner of ours, as well as Pueblo. We also partner with Salida, as you saw on that presentation, and north of you as well. Castle Rock is a very strategic partner of ours, so a bit north, a bit west and east of you. So many of the surrounding agencies, but those are the closest and proximate.
Just an overview, so I know, hope I understand how this works. Excuse me. Just to go over briefly, it's a camera that's set up that takes a still image of every car that goes by, its focal area.
Yes, the
And
license
if
plate.
there's stuff, information in the system that gives the fingerprint, the color, all that of the car, then it sets an alarm off or a notification that car just went through in front of a certain camera.
Yes, the license plate. So we had, I believe, 2 incidents where we had a stolen vehicle locally here, and it was stolen and taken in within, I don't know, 20 minutes. It was located in Canyon City, and Canyon City PD took custody of the vehicle and took the suspect in custody. Then 20 minutes of that from us getting a call and then putting the license plate into the system, and that license plate was alerted and seen in Canyon City. So the other incident that we had was a missing person. Party called in a missing person. Her husband was gone for amount of time, and so they actually got the license plate, put it in, and they were able to track him in Canyon City heading down 50. So they were absolutely able to locate him, and then I believe they located him in Pueblo off of this system and was able to contact him. He was fine and everything else. So, and then the recent one I want to speak about, the one in Colorado Springs that the deaths had like 2-3 weeks ago, where the vehicle was stolen with the child in the car, and then that was on the flock system. They were quickly able to locate that vehicle. So it's just with the license plates.
And then this information stored for 30 days. Then it's deleted. I think I saw that in there.
Kyle or Lily, did you hear that comment? How long is it stored, the data?
Yeah, Lily, do you want to answer that? I'm happy to as well.
Yeah. Well, our standard agreement is 30 days. It can be stored at longer. Some agencies store them for years. 30 is our standard, and we find that to be a fairly good compromise between data security and privacy and usefulness to your law enforcement. But it's really up to you guys.
Yeah, to Lily's point as well, it was highlighted in I can see the one screen in front of council. Not sure if you had another during the presentation. However, touched on it briefly, but the data is automatically deleted on a rolling 30-day period. So it's constantly being refreshed.
Does the information, does it go through dispatch? Or does every car get a?
I know dispatch alerts us, but I think the officer has the ability as well, if I'm not mistaken. We don't have the system, so Kyle or Lily can comment on that. But I know dispatch actually alerts as well.
Right, it would be up to the settings of your agency. You can allow for all of your dispatches to be alerted. You can allow it for just certain individuals, but it's usually recommended that all of your dispatch have access to receive the alerts and also enter them as well.
So So Chief, how many cameras would we be talking about, and where might they be located, and like upfront costs? And then yearly costs?
I was asking Dean to answer.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that. As it currently stands right now, what we have planned out is an ingress phase approach where you would start off initially with around 7 cameras strategically placed at checkpoints or ingress points around Florence. So that anyone coming in that's on that national hot list, whether it's a stolen vehicle or missing persons, is alerting your officers to them entering your jurisdiction. In terms of cost, it's $3,000 per year per camera. So with the amount that we have scoped right now, it'd be $21,000 a year.
Council, that's just an initial quote. That doesn't,
Right.
we had discussed 4, but with the amount would also have to go out for RFP because of the amount. And I have a question. Does Flock monitor the cameras? There's no actual extra payroll on an officer to look at cameras. They just ask for information and it's sent to them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And is there any updating, Dan, this would be a question, is there any updating a code or any of that to meet this, or is it, how does that work?
I would probably want to look. Excuse me. I would probably want to look through your code, but off the top of my head, I would not imagine any code updates would be necessary.
Because it's not saying anybody's guilty, it's just giving information to the officer to investigate, correct?
To locate
Okay.
yes, correct.
Correct. And again, in terms of the alerting, it's not alerting to every car passing the cameras or anything along those lines. It's specifically alerting to cars associated with an investigation. So whether that's the national NCIS hot list or a custom hot list related to an open investigation where maybe it's a stolen vehicle, a theft, retail crime, things of that nature.
One last question. The LPRs, are they the same as what are on the cars now, or are they different? Is it different technology, or?
I think it's the same technology. Ours is just mobile that's on the cars, and these are stationary.
So we currently have LPRs. This is just
Correct, on our
in
vehicles.
strategic places.
Correct.
Okay, I just want to make that clear.
Correct.
Are the cameras leased, or they, would they be the cities, and the city would have to replace them if it needed to be?
So the cameras, oh, go ahead, Lily.
No, go ahead, Kyle, please.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention, the cameras are leased. What that does is ensure that you don't have to maintain them. We'll have a team that will periodically come out. Any firmware or software updates that are applied to the cameras are pushed out to you related to whatever product that you're paying for already. So you're not responsible for maintaining or the upkeep of the cameras themselves. As well as installation, I'll point out.
Okay, thank you. What about the training for the officers? Is that a one-time thing, or is it yearly with the cameras?
Yeah, great. Go ahead, Lily.
Go ahead, Kyle, please.
Yeah, so we're happy to provide onboarding assistance and help train the officers to make sure that you're able to effectively scale out the platform as well as have broad adoption of the technology to ensure you're getting the most of what you're paying for. And I'm the city point of contact moving forward primarily. So I would be the main one facilitating any sort of trainings, ongoing questions, concerns, any issues or successes the team is encountering.
And we're happy to host these trainings as often and as many times as needed for any new officers that come on board or any refreshing that needs to be done. We want to be sure that you guys are able to use the Flock technology to the maximum capacity.
Exactly. I've also seen it be successful helping teams build out almost an onboarding training path on their own so they can be autonomous of us and have full confidence in being able to onboard their own officers. But again, to Lily's point, we're happy to assist in any way we can. It's really just meeting you wherever you are and ensuring that you're finding success in whatever works best for you.
As a company, we consider ourselves your partner. We're not leaving you to the wild in any way. If there needs to be more education or training or more questions to the city council or anything else, our entire team is fully here at the disposal.
What about the installation? Do you do the installation?
Correct. We have technicians that come out and do the installation on your behalf, as well as a full permitting team to ensure everything is compliant with specific ordinances or codes that you have, as well as if there's any CDOT implications. All the permitting and everything is something that we handle and take care of with you up until installation.
Is that included in the yearly cost? Or is there a special installation? Is there a separate installation fee?
There is an installation fee depending on the type of installation. So we have what's called existing infrastructure. We're putting it on maybe a city-owned pole. That's $150. And then if we implement our own block pole that's compliant with right-of-way ordinances and safety regulations, that's a $650 fee per camera. A one-time fee, I should say.
You talked about 7 cameras. We're looking at that right now, and they said ingress.
So,
Correct.
Go ahead,
go,
Chief.
go ahead, Kyle.
But I was going to say, so ingress coming. You said coming into Florence, but if a car came into Florence from the west on 115, would we know where they went out of Florence? So is there also, does the camera read egress going out of Florence?
So with the way that the technology operates is it's a backplate read, both for privacy, so there's no still images of people driving the car, as well as just for readability. So in terms of egress out of Florence, you would need to have either another camera pointing the opposite direction, or you would essentially need a camera pointing the opposite direction. However, one thing we haven't touched on that I think is worthwhile mentioning is the network that you become a part of. So with your ownership of the data and the ability to choose who you share with partners that are already using Flock nearby, like Canyon City, even though you're not getting egress, if for whatever reason you put a car on a hot list and then they enter Canyon City or if they enter Pueblo and their officers are alerted, you're the ones directly responsible for attributing that to the hot list, and then you're able to collaborate with them more effectively. Similarly, if for whatever reason they enter one hot list, you're capturing them in ingress, but the ability to share your data with whoever you pick and choose, neighboring agencies you work closely with, gives you much broader coverage. So despite having 7 cameras, if you're partnering with one of the 70+ agencies we have in Colorado, or all of them, you're actually getting access to hundreds of cameras.
I had a quick question.
Thank you.
So the data lives with Flock, but how do you guys handle or facilitate open records requests?
Yes, they are on our AWS servers. We would pass the requests on to you. Typically, the request would go straight to the city. We have a platform called Codex, which we do not charge for, but Codex would be there to actually help catalog the requests.
Thank you.
Looked like there was just a few minutes left on their meeting. Popped up. Lori, anything else, Chief?
I don't have anything else.
No, I do not.
No.
I do not. We just wanted to make sure that you guys got the information of actually what they are. We are not asking for any action at this time. We just wanted to share information so we can go back and see if we want to put this on the CIP where this fits within the city, if it does, and then go from there. But there's so much information around these cameras and truth and myths and all of that. We wanted to at least give the opportunity to discuss this and be able to ask questions before we go to any next steps.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I guess that's it. Lily and Kyle, thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lily and Kyle, for a presentation there.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Okay. A lot of information there for us to think about. Okay, item 4, public comments. Kathy Young. About flock cameras and weeds. No, your name and address, please.
Oh, okay, I'm on. Kathy Young, 220 East 6, Florence, Colorado. I want to strongly object to flock cameras. That is a violation of our Fourth Amendment rights. And the Fourth Amendment, the core principle behind that is to not invade our personal lives, our privacy, without a warrant or some other reason for looking at things like our license plates as we drive through an intersection. So just want to register that. The other comment that I had has to do with weeds kind of in general, but as dry as it's been this summer, and we're kind of looking for that drought to continue through this coming year, I have lots of neighbors who do nothing about their weeds, and they have an accumulation of firewood and just debris out in their yards. And I guess I just don't feel like it should be up to us citizens to have to call whether or not you've got a code enforcement guy. I don't know. You got anybody on board?
Yes, we do.
Yes. Okay. It seems like that person could simply drive down the streets of Florence. Florence is not that big. And see these big piles of weeds and trash that would just go up like that if somebody came by and tossed a cigarette. Those people need to be cited, and that stuff needs to be removed, like, quickly.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. I know with the dryness and the drought, potential for the drought, we've been thinking about lots of different things and ways that will affect city. So, okay, thank you for that. All right, consent agenda. Consider approving items A, B, C, and D, our regular minutes, our expenditures, allowing the Florence Farmers Market special use for Pioneer Park for the summer, and allowing the Florence Chamber of Commerce special use of Pioneer Park for concert series in June. At this point, would any of the council members like to pull any of these items? Okay. Hearing no need to pull, could we have a motion to approve consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda A, B, C, and D.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Okay, motion passes. All right, new business. Consider approving resolution 2-2026, approving the adoption of the 2025 master plan. City planner.
Good evening, Council. As you are aware, the Planning Commission, the Master Plan Project Team, consultants, and staff have been engaged in the review and revision of the city's master plan over the past 6 months. Public involvement was a central component of the master plan process and included a community survey, public engagement events, open houses, stakeholder interviews, a project website, workshops, and the formal Planning Commission public hearing held on November 20th, 2025. After all of that, on January 15th, 2026, the Planning Commission formally approved and adopted the final revised master plan by resolution number 8-2025. Tonight, do you have any additional questions pertaining to the process, project, or staff report provided?
Anybody have any comments on that?
I do have a comment. I've been involved in this since day one. And I want to thank Ashley and her department, and I want to thank all those other people that are on the committee both of the city government and the civilians. There was a lot of work went into this thing, and the thing I like about it, there's several strong points. One is how it involves other aspects of the community. When you read this, it doesn't sound like city council is running the city. It sounds like the whole groups, of all the groups in town, have a big input to what goes on in the city, from the schools to the chamber, to the art center, the museums, and all that. So I really enjoy that, and I think it's also a document that's usable, and that was one of the main things we thought about when we first started it. We don't want this approved tonight. Everybody gets a copy, takes it home, and throws it on a shelf, and 7 years later, we do it again. I'm gonna keep mine in my briefcase. I'm gonna check with it. We made that promise to a few people. We're gonna follow it, and we're gonna come as close to it as we can and stay within the guidelines in this. And I just think it's a great document, and you can't read it all in one night, but if you get a chance to get it, I recommend everybody read it.
And that'd be my question. Where would the public be able to get a copy of this or to look at?
Well, it for sure will be on the website. We can have a printed copy at City Hall. Wherever, we should probably have one at the library, have a nice copy at the library, and wherever else you would like to have it.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about the library because that's where we had the draft
Yep.
copies there.
And,
that would be.
yeah, Tammy had talked about that, yep. So if there's anywhere else, we would be happy to make copies, maybe the senior center or, what? Oh, yep, well, county commissioners will make sure that they get a copy of it too, because it's important for them. We'll be happy to get that or work with citizens for copies, because there is so much. I'll tell you, mine's already, basis of decision. So, yeah, wherever, we will be happy to, because it's that important.
Yeah. Because
So-
I know I'm starting to get in that mindset when I start thinking about projects or whatever. I'm thinking, all right, how does it relate to the master plan? And starting to learn the plan a little bit. So, and we make sure things jive. Any other questions? I know we've been briefed on this quite a bit up to this point.
I don't have a question, just the comments after the FEDC banquet Friday. They talked about the story. Well, we've had a story that was just not really fulfilled, and now this is our story and how we're going to go forward. And maybe we could be the topic instead of Canyon City at next year's FEDC by showing, this implementation of our story, because it's been beautifully done and received a lot of input. So, thank you.
Hearing no more questions or comments, do we have a motion?
I move to approve Resolution 2/2026, a resolution approving the adoption of the 2025 City of Florence Master Plan dated January 15th, 2026, as the official master plan of the City of Florence pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 3123-206.
Hey, do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Counselor Stiefel?
Yes.
Counselor Stone?
Yes.
Counselor Van Houten?
Yes.
Counselor Mergelman?
Yes.
Counselor McKinnon?
Yes.
Mayor Wolf?
Yes. And again, big thank you to everybody that's worked so hard on this for months and months. Again, very well done. All right, City Council reports. James, anything?
No report.
Okay, I won't put you on the spot, Matt. Riddle.
Went to the city council,
City, county.
county people. Went to that meeting again this month, and then we had a grand table at the FEDC, Fremont Economical Development Commission, the other night, and Florence was mentioned quite a bit, but we can work on having it mentioned a few more times. So it was good to see a good representation from Florence.
All right, Tammy?
I just want to say thank you to Lori and all the city crew for stepping up tonight with the water break. I think it was handled wonderfully, and that's all.
And probably still being handled right now as we speak. Yeah. Okay. Gail?
I did do the city, county, and the FEDC, and our workshop tonight was canceled because we all went out to the water break, and we asked residents if they needed water. So we handed out water, and that was really nice, and everyone that they were appreciative and said thank you very much. So yeah, that was nice.
Yes, it was. Okay, Mayor's report. I attended the Fremont County Noxious Weed Advisory Board. Kind of interesting group, and it's different this year because it's been so dry and there's so little snow cover that they're able to get a whole bunch done now that they normally don't do. And I reported on the Florence River Park and what we got going down there to them, because they're always interested in the salt cedar, tamarisk, and the Russian olives down there. We've taken out whether they're coming back or not. Attended the C3 meeting, county, city. Out of that, I had a meeting with Phil Lund, the new Canyon City mayor. We got to get her this morning just to get to know each other a little bit. And good discussion, good chat with that. And there'll be a few more there because he was asking questions about how we can work together better and not make it Canyon City separate and Florence separate. That there are some issues that we probably need to work together with. And I was very encouraged by that. I've attended a couple senior coffees and talked about various issues there. Went to the Union Ditch meeting. I think I'll let Lori expound on that a little bit more. The FEDC banquet. I was introduced to a new business at Emergent Campus. It's called Narivity, and they're going to try to be a specialized company that builds these little micro modular units for experiments in space. Kind of interesting, They've got this big dream about, having these experiments out there and people using their equipment. Also got an update on the Midicus Industries out east of town. They've actually built their first structures. They're getting really close to ramping up. In 3 weeks, they're going to start to interview for jobs out there. They just about have their cabinet making shop up and running in the building. So it's going to be a reality out there. And it was good to sit down and talk to some of their board members and some of the operators out there. Attended the self-help housing project ribbon cutting, which is really neat. Don't want to steal too much if you were going to talk about it, but it was really neat. And then I knew a couple of the families that were there, and what was really neat is there were 6 young families moving in, and getting established in the housing market. And they had sweat equity. They helped build. I talked to one of the high school kids out there. Parents moved in, and he was telling me all the work he did. He was one of the few that was brave enough to get up on the roofs and do the shingling up there, because they are pretty steep. It's a pretty steep roof. But just what the kids learned while they were doing all that work out there will be with them for a lifetime. And they have potential for 8 additional units. They're talking about that up there. So again, new houses, in south part of town there in Arrowhead, really nice. Okay, so that's it. Oh, just one last thing. I am going to go to Fremont County Tourism Council in the morning, because I talked to them. Joan, you're off, right? I'm off. Who's on from the bell tower? Barb Smith? Barb Smith. And then I looked on who was the ex officio from Canyon City, and it was one of the old council members who had resigned, and nobody's been going since then. So I said I'll jump into this just to go and see what's going on, and we'll take it from there. Who might be a best fit for that. Okay.
A boat or a train.
What's that?
You gotta own a boat or a train.
All right. City Manager's report.
Okay, lots of reports this week, last couple weeks, lots of good things happening. I'd like to really thank Ashley and the Planning Commission for that master plan. I think it is a great story and roadmap for where Florence is going. And I just got in at the tail end of it, but very impressed in the work that the commission did with the community and our consultants. So, and I know how much backside, Ashley, you worked on that. So you can breathe now. We take a quick breath, because now we jump into all those action items, because there's a lot. But it's exciting to have them in front of us. So I just wanted to point out that, Ashley, because I know that that was a lot of work. All right. So there's a couple new things that I want to share that's not on my report, but the first thing I'd like to do, if I could get Cortland to the front, please. If everybody's not aware, Cortland recently completed some very important training and certification. And with all the things I've been throwing at her, and us creating our new recognition, I kind of forgot about you. Honestly, that's what, so I was thinking, you deserve to be recognized for all the hard work, because I know all the training classes and how hard this is, and it's step one into being a master clerk. So I wanted to make sure that we recognize her for completing her CMC. It takes a couple years, lots of classes, and lots of experience to log, and then it has to be approved. So congratulations, Cortland Huppy. You are a homegrown city clerk. You are here because you want to be here. She went away to college and came back here because she chose Florence. So thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do, and continue, because you'll be here after a long of us are retired. And I wanted to thank her. So, and thank you for all you do. You're welcome. And not, you get to hold the flower. Here's the other thing. Not every city clerk has this. It was not required of Cortland, but she did it. So going forward, it will be required because she set the standard.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Okay, so the other real positive thing is as you know, this building is huge. We have lots of rooms and lots of spaces, and we have a few tenants like the chamber and the archives, and then we have a lot of other rooms. So Cortland, we put our heads together, because when we went to the merchants meeting, there really isn't a lot of places to have meetings in Florence just to have. And I don't know if some of y'all remember the old Blue Flame room, but we don't have anything like that. Gail, you're laughing, you know. So we have a room, as you come through City Hall, and we'll get some pictures of it, we'll get it on the website. We have set that room up for a community room. That room, where there's no cost to use it, it's got a nice table in there. It's for people to have meetings. I'm hoping Cub Scouts, I'm hoping college applications or interviews or organizations will have a place to go
that they can use this room, and I hope a lot of good ideas will come out of it. So if you're interested, we will get that on the website. We will get some pictures. You have to first come, first serve. There's no real expense with it. The room is already there. So let's let the citizens who own the building reuse the room. So if anybody wants to look at it, just when you come in, and Joan, you probably know where it's at. You walk right by it. I walk right by it. It's a nice room. Just have a meeting. Thank you. So I wanted to make sure we got that out. City Hall, Public Works today cleaned up a homeless camp, just so everybody knows, by the bulk station. That's been cleaned up and all that, just in case anybody. I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of 81226s on that camp. So Sam and his crew and officers went out there and got that area cleaned up today. They tried the other day, but there are rules around that, so we want to be cognizant to those. Let's see, cleanup week. Cleanup week is in April. But what we're noticing, and just to kind of touch base on code just for one little second. So far in January, Pam has worked on 33 code enforcement issues and 6 in February. So those are all the citations that she's issued or postcards that are in the process. It's a slow process, I understand, but it is a process. And Pam she reports that to Chief and myself, and 33 of them in January and 6 so far in February. One of the things that we noticed is that everybody loves cleanup week, but there is a lot of stuff that gets put out, well, now for cleanup week. So it's kind of early for cleanup week. So that is one of the focuses that Pam will be having, is looking at those big piles and addressing some piles to see. And some people are waiting for cleanup week, but we can't put it out a year ahead of time and expect it to wait for cleanup week. If that's the case, maybe we need to look at a couple cleanup weeks versus one cleanup week. And I'm not asking for it, I'm just letting you know that is one of a big issue that we're tackling with that. But please, if you have something out, cleanup week technically isn't until April, so it's just gonna sit there. It can't just sit there. Let's see. Good news, we have several applications for the finance manager job. I was a little worried we wouldn't have, because I know Canyon City's been really trying to hire for that position for a long time. We have several. We'll probably start maybe interviews in the weeks to come. I'd like to get that position filled quickly, but we have lots of qualified applicants that we can start interviewing. So I'm super excited about that. Cortland and I will be attending a CIRSA training on AI and how AI affects local government. So really excited about that one. We probably will need to do some policy changes around the use of AI and AI. So we want to get ahead of that. So Cortland and I will be doing that on Wednesday morning, and then we'll be back in the afternoon. It's in Pueblo. We got the RFP out for the chip seal, and we'll have our pre-bid meeting on Thursday, which very excited to get started on those projects. The RFP for the police building is done, and it's at legal review, so that we should be able to get started on that very quickly. The Union Ditch meeting, I did get put back on the board, so the City of Florence is represented on that Union Ditch board. Couple things just to touch base on. They did adopt some new bylaws, so we'll be looking at those. And then one thing, if you remember when we had them concerned about some of the language of the raw water and using their name. There is some changes that we're going to make. Cortland and I talked about that. Some of it's code changes and some of it is just rewording our website. So you'll see that over the next couple weeks to do that. We want to be a good partner with Union Ditch. It's important to a lot of our citizens. It's agriculture, but we also have a duty to protect our municipal. So there is common ground, and we can get there. Monday, February 23rd, I'll be working a different shift because I'm going to do a ride-along with Officer Chavere. With them, I want to see what they do. I want to be out there. So I don't know how excited he is, but I'm super excited to do that with him on February 23rd. So if you see me out there, let's see. I think the chip scanner is in. We got the chip scanner for the pets to help with that. We're going to make sure everybody's trained on it. We're going to use that. I think you did use it once to identify a dog. So we're working on that. We're excited about that, and we'll send out how that's going to work. The officers will have available whenever they want, but that's a good tool that I think the citizens wanted. And I think, sidewalks, we'll get the sidewalk. We should get 3 Rocks assured me the sidewalk assessment will be in this week. We'll get first look at it. Martin Duran is heading. That is going to be his project, and he's very excited about it. And then we should be able to bring it to you so we can continue discussing the sidewalks and get that program underway. I did a sidewalk. You probably already seen by the park. That's an ADA one. Sam felt it needed to get done, so we're moving forward on that one to not have a slowdown period. So that's kind of other than what's in there. I also gave a wrap up on our completed projects and our 2025, our 2026 projects dashboard. Wanted to make sure that $1.6 million we budgeted last year for projects, and we did $1.6 million worth of projects. So I'm very proud of the team. We got a lot done last year. So I wanted to make sure that everybody seen that. In 2026, we got $1.7 million worth of projects from the pool, the water, SIP projects, which the chip seal will bring back and kind of see which direction we want to go on that. So lots of projects left to come. Cortland, I'll let you talk about the pool because that's your baby. We're really close to getting started on that though, so we're super excited. The Pioneer Park bathroom, we're close getting started. We're at the last look, getting ready for RFP. So projects are online. We found somebody for the rate survey. Brandon and I will have a call with them. So you will see that very soon started. That's the water rate survey is really important for us to do, to look at our infrastructure, our rates, all of it to protect our long-term longevity of the water plant or the water fund. ARPA obligations, that spreadsheet just kind of broke down all of the ARPA money that we had obligated for this year. We have $46,000 of balance that is already planned. So I feel really good about all the wonderful things that money did. And then a preliminary financials for December. Now the interesting thing about December is we're done with the month, but we still have revenues flowing in for the next couple months that will go into December. So it's current through December 31st, but there's more that's going to come in. I highlighted a few. Yellow is just letting you know, and orange is there's a note. So some of that, like the HVAC, that we had talked and we had known it was going to be over. So that's that's noted. The prosecutor, that is something, one of those, it's a non-negotiable. We also are down to once a week, but we've had some really big cases that you can't do. I think the best thing on the general fund is we budgeted for a fund balance of 42,000 and we ended up with 263,000. And that is through, a lot of it is interest and revenue coming in. We budget conservatively. Revenues are conservatively budgeted, so it's not, we're at the last month of the year trying to find it. So I'm pretty proud of the fact with that. The water fund, we're right, let me get to it, right there, right where we should be. The water fund, we also have some revenues coming in this month and next month that will probably put us right at 100, but we're right there. Lots of professional services because we've got lots of water cases and water court, a lot of due diligence, things that are expensive but necessary. And we have never been so actively with our water cases than we are now, and that's to protect Florence's future. The pool, want to give a shout out really to the pool manager last year. She did a great job. That is a hard fund to balance because it's, you don't know. The pool is not going to ever be a moneymaker, but she did a great job controlling her expenditures, so we didn't have to transfer out as much as we needed to. So I was really excited about that. So we actually got a little fund balance of $900 too. That's kind of nice. And then the street fund, we got our fund balance of $200,000. We did some savings in there. We did some last minute projects, so that will change because I'll move those over after the end of this month because we did some the sidewalks and we did some last minute things to have those projects done. So that's just a really quick recap. I'm not sure if you have questions. I'll be happy to go over those, but we've been busy. We've lots of meetings. We have one, let's see, out of the 100-day plan, there's 3 meetings still I have left to do. We've done most of the community meetings. And then we just need to talk about the town hall meetings, which I had planned to do in our workshop, but we can get that next time so we can start planning the some town hall meetings, however that looks. We also met with a couple. We met with one student and one college student this week that is very interested in being in government. One in particular, she wants to help us get the word out and work with us and help us with our social media. I'm not good at it. So she came in and we had a nice conversation. She's going to look at being an intern and volunteering here at City Hall and learning government. And then another young man is going to college, and we just met with him today, and he's interested about being on the planning commission, and he wants to know all about government. And he is going to come in on Wednesday. I'm actually very excited for him. He knows spreadsheets, and he wants to help me, so I'm going to take it. But with that, I'm very excited that people are reaching out. I probably talk to 10 citizens a day. 81226 is getting little traction, not quick, but they're using it. I even had one on the water today, which was really, that's what it's for things like that, quick responses. So people are using it. We're posting a lot more on Facebook. We're trying to get people involved, and if you can't be at the city council meeting, watch it on YouTube and then ask some questions. Be involved. There's lots of ways. Ashley's going to start streaming the planning commission too, so we'll eventually be streaming all of our meetings so people can see them. So that's exciting too. So we got lots of things going on. Do you guys have any questions?
I just had one before. I know you were going to talk about the pool update a little bit, but before that, you got down here
Taco Talks with the chief.
How did I forget that one? All right, so something we're really heavily looking at is reporting. How do we get reporting out? How do we get people, because I'll be honest, the turnout for some of the meetings we've had, you know, and I know people are living their lives, so how do you get the feedback to see what people want? You know, I can put out what I want, but it should be what the people want. So we're gonna have Taco Talk, and the reason is because if you know Chief, every Tuesday he goes to Big D's and he gets tacos. I didn't even know Big D's did tacos till he was like, I gotta go get a taco. So I thought, all right, let's go to the people. What does he love? Tacos, Taco Talk. So we encourage everybody to go, and Big D's was like, for sure, come on down. So we're gonna sit, have tacos, and just talk to people. And it should be interesting. What are they looking for? What information? How are we doing? So me and Chief for sure be there. I think I would encourage everybody to come, even if it's just to say what's on your mind, leave, grab a taco. But it's you'll see a lot of that in how do we get people to come out? How do we get them around? How do we get the information that they want? So that's it. We're really excited. Taco time, and it's fun, you know. Who doesn't want to go have a taco with the chief at Big D's? Yeah, so that's what that is.
Okay. So that's not tomorrow, but the next Tuesday is the first one, right?
Tuesday, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, the 10th, yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
it's got to be a Tuesday. And we thought about moving this around. Whoever sells tacos, be prepared. We'll be calling you. But it's fun, and it's talking, and not everything has to be serious or that. Sometimes the best ideas come from just conversations. And that's what we're looking for, the conversation.
All right. City Clerk.
So as of now, there's not too much to report on the pool after lengthy discussion with the pool manager, Brian, from Water's Edge. We were very sensitive to the timeframes that we were setting on the proposal. We are just looking to refine that language that we're putting into the document because we don't want to cause inflated bids due to the expedited process for the construction. So he went back to some of his crew and engineers and contractors to just kind of get some more touch points. So we'll be incorporating that into the document here shortly. And then I really do anticipate the bid to be published before the end of the week. We did communicate a end date for the project, and we're looking at May 14th. Because I want to be able to allow my public works department and the water department to be able to fill the pool and treat the pool, and hopefully some time to also maybe certify the lifeguards as well. So you will see that come out on Constant Contact, and obviously it will be available on the website. But as of now, that's all I have. Oh, and actually I do have one more thing. For those of you maybe that don't know, the city clerk's job is doing a lot of monitoring of liability and anticipating potential conflicts within the city. And I just want to say how inspired and affirming it is to see some of my city council members and my coworkers just kind of jump to the front lines during the water main break today. I think it's just really nice to see small town government hit the sidewalk and hit the pavement to deliver water to families and citizens. And I just want to say that was very nice and makes me want to put in another 30 years here in Florence. So I'll see you guys in 30 years at my retirement party.
City Attorney, anything?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot, but coming down from big city Denver and walking into Lori's office right as she's getting a phone call that things are going crazy, calling Sam, and Sam can't answer because guess what? Sam's busy. Jumping in a car, driving down the street, seeing Sam busy, seeing everyone working hard, and watching her work and making the phone calls she was making, watching Cortland get everyone updated. It was they talk about like servant leadership, and I think you guys, embody that tonight. And I know you guys do a lot of sort of thankless work up here, and I don't think you'll necessarily get thanked for that, but seeing the kind of the boots on the ground and connecting with the community, it speaks to what you do as public servants. So I was impressed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Okay. Anybody have a need for executive session? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second? Did we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 7:38. Just a reminder, our next meeting is not on Monday. It is on Tuesday because of President's Day. And we probably need to be on the lookout for a makeup workshop.
Yes,
Okay. All right,
yes,
very good.
yes, we gotta get that. Yeah, I think yes. I think so. I think we're gonna do it next February 17th, is the 17th, 5:30. Yeah, so we'll send out you guys an email, so we can do that. So take a look at that and see if you like that application. That's just my thoughts on it. That's still our timeline, and nothing has changed. Yeah, unless you guys wanna change it and streamline it, but nothing's changed.